to the Rico No Suave Show. We are bringing you a fun-filled show tonight with a great guest. So get ready, mi gente. Now, here is your talk show host, Rico No Suave. Dale.
Unmute. Welcome back. Your boy Rico No Suave is back. Let's go. Because I'm super happy to be back with each and every one of you guys. Man, you know, when I get super excited, I get anxiety attacks because I miss you guys. And anxiety attacks is really good because it's always exciting for me, right? But not those anxiety attacks where I need to take a few pills. Well, maybe. I don't know. You know, I mean, sometimes I might need to do that. Maybe a little Tylenol because I'll get a headache or something, or some Motrin, you know. But for the most part, everybody, welcome back to the show. We got a fun-filled packed show for you guys today, and I'm super ready to get it on. Hey, don't forget, everybody, if you're chatting, make sure you chat. Say hello. If you're on the TV, say hello to me. I'm waving back at you as well, too. Well, you know, what we got to do is a little bit, you know, there is Mother Nature. We got the man upstairs. And there's been a few storms that's been coming through. But then there's sunshine. Don't get me wrong. There's some sunshine there as well, too. But one of the biggest things that, you know, that's from my heart that I want to say from all of you guys, there's prayer. I'm praying for each and every one of you guys because the storm has actually hit cars. There's storms that has hit homes, that the storms have hit trees that actually hit cars that also landed in some people's homes as well too. Here in Chicago, of course, there's also areas within Chicago that we currently had a tornado watch. And thank God that it wasn't a tornado, but the winds were close to 80 miles per hour in certain areas in Illinois. But in Chicago, we did receive our tornado because we are by the water, and, you know, there's people with homes that's, you know, it could be close by the water, South Shore area, just to name a few, Hyde Park area as well, where you have the high rises. But then that storm travels to other cities, to other states, such as Iowa, could be going to Michigan, could be going to Ohio, Indiana. No bears there. But one thing that I have to say is that my prayers are also out for each and every one of you. So if you actually got hit by the storm, we pray for you. And we wish you all well, and through these difficult times that the sunshine will come, and hopefully you have a positive impact in getting everything restored. I know some of my friends have been out of power for a week, and that's been horrible. So we pray and everything comes back to normal for each and every one of you guys. But thank you so much. Prayers out to you. Let's get it on. It's showtime. All right. So this gentleman that I have to say is a fellow Chicagoan. He's always going to be a Chicagoan to us. You know, when you're a film executive and you're taking that journey through film and the industry, you get touched in a way of saying that I want to start my journey in the film industry. But then there's always that Chicagoan when we talk about house music, and we talk about music being the mecca of house music here in Chicago. But he is here with us right now. Boricua, stand up. Ya tu sabe. My man, Adam Rivera is here. Let's go. Adam, are you here, man?
I'm here, baby. Thank you.
What's up, man? Good to see you, man. Great to have you on the show. Man, it's this show is gonna go by. It's gonna go by so fast because we're about to have a great time. That's all I gotta say. We're about to have a great time. Are you ready to have a great time or what?
I'm ready, and I appreciate you having me. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's get it on, man. And you know, being a Chicagoan, man, it's so great to be able to interview the talent that comes from Chicago and branches off to basically represent Chicago all day. And for you, you've been doing a lot of great things as far as within your life, but also within your journey. And we're here, man. We're here to give you the flowers, but we're also ready to hear about your journey as well too.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you.
Let's let's get it on.
Absolutely. Let's
I
get it
got
on.
this right here, man. I got this right here. I got question number one, and it all starts somewhere, my man Adam. Let's get it on. Let's start off with your journey. Of course, we talk about being a Chicagoan. We love house music and we love film. But in Hollywood, you were introduced into the film industry by Dennis Farina. Tell us the story behind this.
Well, let's step back from before Hollywood.
Okay.
And I lived in Pilsen, off of Blue Island and Oakley, little Italy village. And the last day of school, one of my classmates, I think it was in fifth grade, she was totally excited. She was like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe it! My next door neighbor's a movie star. He's on Miami Vice." And I'm like, "Okay, that's pretty awesome." And back in that, 12-year-old, 11-year-old, we're all starstruck to a degree, right? So I, of course, being Mr. Adam, found out, the house that he lived at, and I knocked on his front door. And he came out, introduced himself, and invited me up for an orange juice, gave me an autograph, and then up on his fire mantle, he had all this memorabilia from People's Magazine, the Time Magazine, newspaper articles, memorabilia that he wore in certain films that he had worked on in the past, like Code of Silence, Chuck Norris. He had the cap that he had to wear because he showed in the movie that he had a broken leg. The cast, of course, was signed and autographed by all of the cast members of the film. So just seeing all of this and watching it unfold in front of me at such a tender age, it got me excited. It got me like, wow, this is really interesting. I've always wanted to be a part of it. So about a week later, with no pre-warning, I'm walking out the front door at about 7 a.m. and my whole entire neighborhood turned into the 1950s. They had all the cars parallel parked from the 1950s and 60s. They had guys in trench coats standing, every 4 or 5 houses down. Movie trucks, lighting, wires all over the place, just people going 25 million different directions. And I was just like, whoa, exciting,
Right.
So I was hoping that what I had to do, I was able to come back in time before they left, and sure enough, I did. And the first actor I was able to connect with was David Caruso. And he invited me up. He saw me through his mirror as he was getting his makeup done. And he's like, "Hey, come on up, kid." So I came up, hung out with me for a little bit. And, it was just a moment that a lot of kids my age or at that time wouldn't get that opportunity to even get that up close and personal with these individuals, right?
Yeah.
So the more and more I was living the moment, I was like, you know what? A lot of people don't know, even in their college years, what they want to do for a living or a career choice. I knew at 12. I knew exactly what I wanted to do because it was that exciting. And I just wanted to keep on pushing forward. So
Nice.
Roughly about 3 years later, I was working at Wozniak Casino, which is it was a small banquet hall that a lot of old school house music concerts were held at, or special events were held at in the neighborhood, which is actually owned by, or was owned by Stanley Wozniak, which is the owner and man behind Sin City in Chicago, Cinespace.
Okay.
So he calls me one day and he's like, "Hey, do you want to make some extra money?" And I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely." He's like, "Well, they're going to film a movie here. If you want to, hang out and show them the ropes, the whole property inside and out. You're the one that is pretty much going to be the property manager. Anybody that needs something, they go to you and you get them what you need." So that's what happened. And sure enough, the trucks start coming in. I start seeing, people like Kurt Russell and William Baldwin and Jennifer Jason Leigh just start walking through the front doors and just getting their setup done. And it was a beautiful feeling because, again, no kid my age, especially in that area, would have had that privilege or chance to do such a thing, you know. So I was a big dog for a moment, you know. So watching as the 400 individual professionals, moving in 400 different directions, as I'm watching everything just come to putting it together little by little, how many individuals have to collaborate just to get it done, so people can enjoy that hour and a half on a Friday night, cozy up on the couch. Uh, just the one scene of the film was roughly about 2.5 minutes. Took them about a week to film.
Wow. Wow. I think being amazed. What was the name of the venue again?
It was the Wozniak. They called it the Wozniak Casino. You couldn't gamble there, but that was the title. So it was like an old school bowling alley slash ballroom. They had special events, special dinners. If people wanted to go ahead and have their wedding receptions there, they could do that.
Okay.
It was just one of those spots that you need it for something.
Yep.
It's available.
Oh, nice, nice. That's awesome, man. To be able to, not every kid have that privilege, or I would say a purpose in life to be able to get involved with so many big name people at that early of age, and also can be starstruck, a little bit too. But I think there's two folds to this. When you come outside and you see your whole neighborhood turns into the 1950s, and you like, what is going on here? There's so many different angles. There's so many different things in regards to what you're actually seeing. During that time, were there anything that you saw that really stuck out for yourself and say, hey, you know what? I want to do that. Was there anything that stuck out when you actually seen like the whole setup and you see people running around during that time, and you wanted to know for yourself what you probably wanted to do that just fascinated you? Was there anything from a film standpoint that stood out and say, I want to do that?
Well, in the beginning, yes, it was me wanting to be an actor. It was
Okay.
me, watching how in my head, without realizing what was all involved, that wow, they're
Yeah.
having so much fun. All they're doing is stuff that you do in normal life, but they're getting paid for it,
Right.
and they're on TV, and
Right.
that to me was the exciting part of it all. But when I went to Hollywood, I found different angles, and wanted to be more on the back of the behind the scenes
Behind
type,
the scenes. Yeah.
producing, creative mind, and creative thinking as far as building new content and creating new stories for people to listen and to watch.
Did you start getting into, did you try to get into doing some acting
I
as well
did.
too? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my filmography isn't 25,000 pages long, but
Sure. Sure.
uh, I worked on a few things. The last two things I worked on was the Latin Music Awards over at the Gibson Theater at the
Okay.
University, and we were getting paid. It was like $200 a minute to
That's
play
hot.
a Mexican cartel.
Okay.
So what they didn't bother telling the audience, because this was a live show,
Yeah.
that they were going to come in, storm in with guns and rifles, and then just take us hostage. And so, not only the people watching at home on TV, but the
Uh-huh.
people that were in the audience with us freaked out so badly that it got a little hysterical. But
Wow.
the show that I did after that was, I think I want to say, was episode 1,000 of A Thousand Ways to Die on Fight TV, and
Okay.
I played a prisoner of war, member of a certain organization, Middle East,
Sure.
and the episode is called Skinny Bone. So
Okay.
the whole part of how our friend ends up killing himself or dies is he's a prisoner of war, and he starts to starve himself so he can get skinny enough to slide through the bars. So he's successful with that,
Wow.
and then finds out, ends up meeting with us, and then we have this big powwow, big lots of food, meat, and you name it. He's just stuffing his face left and right. Well, naturally when your stomach shrinks because of you're not eating so much, you don't want to fill it up right
Right.
away, heavy constant. So the stomach explodes. But
Wow.
it's
Yeah, I mean, I guess I guess when you start seeing actors start doing that, I'm telling you, I'm like, listen, I like to eat. I don't know if I can be able to adjust myself. I don't know how many millions that I'll probably get for something like that, but I got to be really squared away already in order for me to take that next step to be able to do something like that. But that's cool. But then you start learning as far as, hey, I want to be kind of behind the scenes to be a creative mind. But there's always that transition, right, of understanding what you want to do behind the scenes because look at you now, of course, but that kind of starts your journey of what you want to do behind the scenes. What was it behind the scenes that you wanted to actually really focus on during that transition?
Well, I think it started off with me meeting with uh, a late producer that used to work on Happy Days that kind of took me under his wing for a little bit to show me the ropes of what Hollywood was all about, the side that we all don't get to see or the audience doesn't get to see. And he asked me one day, he's like, you got such an interesting story. Your life stories, it goes in so many different directions. And
Yeah,
he's like, would you ever be interested in writing a script or a story that we could turn into a script for you to tell people what your life journey was? And I was like, it sounds interesting. And that's where it all started. It was like, I'll be the one that's in charge of creating new content, what that content is, how that content will be delivered to the public. And that to me, uh, gives you that ultimate power. You're the one that makes the final executive decision. You're the one that's in charge of everything. And that's what I felt like I needed to do. I wanted it. You know?
yeah. That's
So on
awesome.
top of that,
Uh huh.
yeah, on top of that, you get paid for it as well. So actors are like, an employee to a boss. The director is the boss at the end. And
Yep.
of course, you make, a pretty decent salary when it comes down to it, sitting in the director's chair. So you could imagine the pay scale, of course, you know, changes quite a bit.
Sure. I mean, I definitely can imagine how that. I mean, when you talk about the pay, because it also depends on, as far as not only what you invested, but your ROI for whoever the filmmaker is, whoever the producer is, and of course, whatever the staff that he actually has to be able to help, build this movie or make this movie great, right? And then when it goes to the theaters, or wherever it's planned to be, or whoever picks it up, a Netflix or whatsoever, what is that ROI you're going to get from there as well too. But I think working on the craft is a little bit more valuable once you know exactly what you want to do until it's, getting into those movies and start working with different people as well. So, yeah,
And that's another
I
thing
get you.
too. Some of these people were untouchable at the age of 12, even 18, 22, 25 years old.
Yeah,
But, you know, networking, uh, I'm not shy with it. I'll talk and I'll walk up to anybody and just start a conversation. And that's just how it all started. I built a database of just now I can call personal friends that I never thought in a million years that I would even have a chance to talk to, let alone have them on speed dial and just talk to them whenever I feel like.
right.
So that's a big deal too.
Yeah, I think, I've always said that when it comes to networking, networking is a real good thing. But networking to us back in the day was, hey, give me a call. Here's my number. Let me write it on a piece of paper. Nowadays, networking can be digital, social media. But also, for me personally, and maybe this could be an old school of me, of having that personal touch of going out to networking events or going out to events where the same peers of mine are there and maybe a little bit more different as well, right? And based off of where you go. But I've always thought about, hey, here's my resume. If you like my resume, give me a call, right? But then it came into the fact that I had to beat this in my head. It's about who you know. And when you know them, it's all about convincing them to know that, hey, you're reliable, you're organized, and you have great talent, right? And you're creative as well too, as far as part of your talent. So I never went through, I never thought about that until somebody really told me, hey, you got to really network. And I always thought about, hey, just let me give you my resume, you know, and go from there. How was it for you to build when you start building your portfolio, when you start seeing these names that's in kind of like in your database? How do you reflect on something like that from Adam's point of view? Because time goes by like that. And you
It
look at the
does.
database, you're like, oh my God. How do you reflect on the names that you've been in contact with and maybe friends into this day?
Well, it's one thing to appreciate on so many levels because, like I said, coming up or growing up from where I live to where I'm at now, uh, we wouldn't see something like that. So little by little, as you start seeing your phone list grow, and then you
Yeah,
start seeing the names in it, it's a surreal moment, to be honest with you. It really is because you know uh, you don't realize how long it took uh, that list to grow either. I
sure.
mean, a
Yeah.
couple names here, a couple names there, but once you start scrolling down, after 2 or 3 years, you're like, oh my gosh, man, did I meet a lot of people?
That's
And then
awesome.
the level of people too,
Yeah.
just really good friends of mine that people when they see them on social media or even uh, paparazzi, how crazy they get, and then
Yeah.
what the paparazzi doesn't know is that person called me just earlier that afternoon, right? So it's a different dynamic for
Yeah,
sure.
that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Well, time is not on our side because it's already 7:25, man. And well, I'm sorry, Central Time. I'm on CST time. It's 5:25, and in Hollywood all day. But time is not on our side, man. Man, we can talk about so many great things. But I do want to talk about the next step in regards to there's a network that's actually called Reimagine Network. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So after a while, I felt, if I enjoy creating so much, uh, different types of content, different genres. It's not one specific. It's not just horror. It's not just family. It's not just comedy. It's not just romance. I'm all over the board when it comes down to it. And I felt that with the way social medias are and the streaming network,
Yeah.
there's a lot out there. But then, if you go ahead and watch specific names, I don't want to go ahead and throw anyone under the bus, but you'll know what I mean when I say the colors purple and yellow.
Yep.
um, they're just showing the same thing over and over and over again. And it's like, okay, a month ago, I'm looking at the same uh, menu. It's like there's no other changes. You don't upgrade it in any way. So the one thing about the platform that I'm designing right now, and it's being programmed as we speak, we hopefully should be going live. I want to say roughly within the next 45 to 60 days. But the title of it is Reimagine, and I have given a little bit of a sneak peek to it. You can find it on my website, as far as on the bottom of the page, to at least get an idea of what it looks like.
Yep.
But the image, when I design a logo, it has to define the word, the title. And
Yeah.
if you look at the Reimagine Network logo, it's the silhouette of a head that's opened on one side with just a bunch of bubbles just constantly coming out. And
Ah,
that's to share with everyone. Creativity doesn't stop.
that's
It's
right.
something that is definitely infinity and beyond.
Yeah.
There's not one, brick wall stopping you from where you want to go. So,
Right.
it's a little different. You'll have a variety of different styles of genre. You'll have your old school sitcoms. You'll have your, yesteryear films that you hardly get to see anymore on any kind of, streaming platform. So when I look at the library of content that I can choose from, it's going to be flowing out literally like every 2 weeks. We're going to, change it up and give something fresh every 2 weeks. We
I
want
like
it to
that.
be at a level of somewhat of a consistency to where we have, a good 2 weeks, 14 days, I think is good enough.
Yep.
We might even shrink it down to a week, and then just kind of like movie theaters, have that new release pop out, whether it's
Yep.
a yesteryear classic or an
Yep.
up and coming film that we just want to showcase.
I like that, man. Congratulations on that. I like that, man. I like the concept
Thank you.
of what you're thinking of when you say reimagining. It's like reimagining for only a certain amount of time, because you can just imagine how much content that's out there that's really good from independent, but also on your level where it can be higher, right? With really big
Right.
movies, or, maybe a good series that's coming out that people want to see, kind of like, the next level of, or I shouldn't say next level of Netflix, but a different version of Netflix, specifically for those people that really are looking for, I gotta see it. I gotta see it right now, and I'm off to the next one because I got, what is it, HDAD, whatever it's called, ADHD, whatever it is, right? But my attention span, because they were like, oh man, this is a really good series. I can really see that happen as far as with you always keeping it fresh, right? Keeping it
Yeah.
going, and always hitting all different types of arenas or genres of film as well too, man. So congratulations on that, man. That's awesome, dude. I'm
Thank you.
liking
Thank you.
that. I'm liking that. I'm
We're
liking
going
that
to
a
go all the
lot.
way, I'd say, from the 40s and up.
Yep.
Just to go ahead and give everyone that variety from, young kids where we have family programming
Yep.
to, your 80 and 90-year-olds that still enjoy those classic films from the 40s.
Yeah, the classics, man, the black and white films. I love the black and white films. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, that takes me, my dad, rest in peace. He used to watch all of the westerns and things like that. That really matters. That just was just like the bomb back in the day. And
Absolutely.
that Bonanza and all of that stuff. Man, well, we're at the halfway mark already. Dang.
Wow.
I mean, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. So you already know, everybody. We got my man Adam Rivera, Boricua, stand up. You already know Puerto Rico is in the house. Ya tu sabe. And, being a film executive, producer, and director, we're happy to have him here. We're going to take a quick commercial break, everybody. We'll be back in other than maybe I'll give you 15 seconds. Let's go.
Every year, 800,000 children are reported missing. That's one child every 40 seconds. It's every parent's worst nightmare. Right now, there are 483 missing children cases still open. Your card donation can help keep kids safe and bring missing kids home. Donate your unwanted card today. Fast, free pickup, 24-hour response. Plus, you'll get the maximum tax deduction.
Call 800-723-2013.
All right. Can you still hear me, my man?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. All right, man. Hey, we got to still have some fun around here. And it's some people that's chatting. And we got to make sure we got the chit chatters that's here. And when some of them are saying hello to you. So I got to make sure we acknowledge this. There's one person that you're going to know because he called you old school. His name is Oliver Lobato.
Oh my God. Wow.
Oliver
Man,
said,
man.
he said, what's up, old school?
What's up, Oliver? Man, oh, man. I'll tell you a
Yeah.
little story about that guy. We went to the same grammar school back in Pilsen, and it was it's the only church that was built without nails, and it was actually in the film The Untouchables. But that was the neighborhood that a lot of films just started just coming to use for locations and whatnot. So he was in a couple grades lower than I was, but he connected with me. I want to say about 15 years ago through social media, and still has that connection. So anybody from the old school, they can always find me wherever, whether it's Facebook or Instagram and whatnot. So I
That's awesome,
appreciate
man.
whoever
Yeah.
listening in on the show for sure.
Yes. We also have none other than someone that you know very well, Renee Rochman. Renee is
Oh,
actually tuning in. She's actually tuning in, and
yeah.
it. And Renee, I'm gonna joke on her a little bit because she knows that my show has been going on for quite some time, and I think this is maybe the second or third time she came on my show, and I've been knowing her for quite some time. She said, "Oh, great interview, great interviewer, and your guest Adam is a great storyteller. Really enjoyed it." Hey, thank you so much, Renee, for actually tuning in. And I'm hoping she's laughing at this because if you get Renee on here, then it got to be somebody special, right? And Adam, you're special. I tell you, you're special because, hey, Rico No Suave is just Rico No Suave. I love her,
Thank you.
man. She's
I
cool,
appreciate it.
man. We also
Thank
got
you.
we
So that
also have
means that,
Donna Marie Burris checking in. She's checking in as well too. She says, "Hello, everyone. Hello. Thank you, Donna Marie Burris, for checking in. We appreciate you as well." So cool. Yeah, she says it's great to have a guest from Chicago. Welcome, Mr. Adam Rivera. Oh, that's nice of her. Thank you.
very sweet. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes. Let's keep it going, man. Let's keep it going because time is not on our side, Papa. All right.
Right?
So there's something called a Mother's Christmas, and you know a lot about that. And we kind of joked about it
I
behind
do.
the scenes as well. Talk to us about a Mother's Christmas.
Well, where do I begin? So I was living up in the Hollywood Hills, and my actress friend slash roommate, Joycelyn Liu, which is a very, very big name in Hollywood. Everybody knows her. Um, One of her girlfriends came over, which is an actress by the name of Kathy Garver, and she needed to go out to the Anaheim Convention Center for an autograph signing for Comic Con. And I said I was heading to the same location. So she asked if we could drive together. So we did. And for some reason, this woman is such an incredible human being. She's just, when you see her, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Or if you get to catch any of her interviews online, you'll know what I mean. And a lot of people down in like Florida, I think in Texas, there's a caption reading telephone commercial that pops up every morning that people can watch, and that's Kathy. But she was in a television show back in the 19 early 60s called A Family Affair, which is now celebrating its 60-year anniversary.
Okay.
And there was just something about her that possessed me that, this story is just coming out of nowhere because of her.
Mm-hmm.
And it took us roughly about an hour and a half to arrive to the parking lot of the Anaheim Convention Center. And could you believe, with me pitching the whole entire movie as it was being created in my head at the same time, was completed right at the end as we were driving into the parking lot.
Wow.
So that to me was a meant to be moment. I felt that there was nobody else that could literally take her place because I created all of this because of her. It was the inspiration, truly. And I was able to go ahead and call some favors in. I can't mention some of the actors, but some very well-known actors that we have been watching for 40, 50, even 60 years
Yeah.
that I called them up and they're like, I want to do it. Let's do it. I'm in. So one of them in particular is a great character actor by the name of Robert Costanzo. He was the gentleman that introduced Arnold Schwarzenegger to Total Recall.
Oh wow.
So he's been, whether it's the full length feature film or, your 1 hour specials on TV or your 30-minute sitcoms from back in the day,
Yep.
he was
Yep.
on them. So a lot of familiar faces that just because if you don't know their name, you see their face, you'll know exactly who they are and what. So we're looking at an entire cast of roughly about 15 characters. And this is a very lovable family, certain sad moments, certain happy moments, certain holiday moments that just, they captivate your heart.
Yeah.
And I couldn't have wanted more of a better cast of characters than I have, because just because they're in film or just because they're doing sitcom, it doesn't mean that they can't work together. You know,
Right.
at the end of the day, they're all performing artists, and they
Yeah.
all have something in common. They're giving life to a story so people can enjoy it. And I'm looking forward so much to the preparation and pre-production for Mother's Christmas. And
That's
also,
awesome.
I am the first ever officially in Hollywood history to ever register a film titled A Mother's Christmas.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Come on, man. Let's go. Let's
And
go. Yeah.
you would think the most important person of the holiday is the matriarch, the mother. You know, she's the
Right.
one that everybody talks about or just falls in love with, and no one's ever done it,
Wow.
but I did,
There you go.
and I got the registration papers to prove it.
Let's go, man. That's awesome, dude. It was meant to be. I mean, it
Right?
was it was definitely meant to be. I mean, because if somebody didn't do it, it's like somebody bringing up a title that nobody would ever think about, or maybe somebody have said multiple times but really haven't registered it or patented the name, or did anything to make sure you hold on to that name. But at the same time, too, it's like when they finally come out and they say, it's like, wow, man, why did I not think of that? And it's so
Right?
crazy that it happens. But hey, it was right there to fall into your lap, Papa. I have to tell you, and that's really good for you. Congratulations on that
Thank you so
as
much.
well,
Appreciate it.
man. Let's keep it going. I really don't want this next question to be quick, but it's about something that I love. It's called
Well,
NASCAR. It's like racing, baby. Um,
you know,
talk to
I
me.
can walk real slow. Um, as you know, we've jumped this hurdle in the past on the phone
Yep.
about how there's certain restrictions that NASCAR has. So you gotta play by the playbook, and there's certain things that you can mention, certain things that you can't. But I'm doing a lot of behind the scenes work, whether it's with documents or with the sponsorship for Joey Gay's number 55. And it's it's truly a fascinating, it's so exciting because when I was a little kid, never in a million years did I ever think I was going to be able to go to a race. But now, let alone go to the pit and,
Yeah.
watch the cars as they're flying right by me, not even 50 feet,
Yep.
so just having that direct interaction when everybody else is up on the banisters or, it's, it's truly a surreal moment. And
Yeah.
so, I can't really go into detail as far as what I'm doing for them, but
Yep.
I am looking forward to seeing one of my prospects, one of my businesses mentioned and visually uh, seen at NASCAR next race, hopefully by Daytona Speedway.
Nice. Nice. Yeah.
And that would be the Ion FM. Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go. Hey, I love NASCAR. I was able to do NASCAR for the media as well too when I was here for the Chicago Street Race and also in Vegas. And I wanna. I know you've been to a race before, and if you've been there that close to where the cars are passing through, what is the energy like? Because the energy is different from when you're in the stands. But when you up close,
Absolutely.
what do you feel? What do you feel when those cars are passing you by? What does Adam Rivera feel like when those cars are like?
There's this heavy, heavy, heavy amount of volume, thrill, and exuberance that just runs through your body. You feel all these tiny little needles, and good needles. They're not hurting you,
Yeah.
but just all these little feelings that are
Yeah.
just popping up out of nowhere, and it's just it's an you don't have any words to
Yeah.
describe that feeling. Just feeling the vibration of those motors as they race past you, going 180,000, or 180 miles per hour. I mean, the enthusiasm is just above and beyond.
Right? Man. And it's so, you know what's so crazy about it is that that energy just motivates you. It like wants you to be part of NASCAR, the NASCAR family, right? Or just racing in general, right? Like F1, and NASCAR, and even a truck racing. That's something I want to actually get into seeing as well too, and trying to get into the media. But I think just by knowing how fast those cars are and just being up front with all of the media, it just feels like a big family, and everybody's really super nice there as well, man. Yeah, but I want to actually get your take on that as well. But here's another take, because there's a friend of mine that know you as well, and his name is Joey Rios. Joey Rios. He says, my
Damn.
buddy Adam Rivera. Yes, Joey
Wow.
Rios is in the house, man, chatting it up. He says
Old
hello.
school. Yeah, he's a genuine soul. I'll say that much. Every time I see him, when I was in LA, I would ever, come to Chicago for a brief visit or hang out and just go to the random nightclub, just enjoy nightlife, listen to that house
Yeah.
music, right? The only
Yes,
way
sir.
Chicago can give it to you. I would bump into Joey, and even if I was gone for 10 years or 12 years or 8 years, it didn't matter. He made it seem like the last time we saw each other was last week.
Yes, sir.
So that's why that Chicago people, especially in the house community,
Yep.
it, you can't get anything better than that.
No, sir.
They keep it as real can be.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, Joey Rios, man. He's always a big
What up,
supporter
Joe?
of the Rico No Suave show. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Si, senor. Hey, so we're gonna take a quick commercial break. Dude, I'm telling you, it goes by so fast, man. I feel like every time I ask you a question, it's like we're having a great time, and next thing you know, there's another commercial break, right? So everybody, you already know I got my man Adam Rivera. He is a film executive, producer, and director. It's the industry itself, and we're here nothing but greatness here on this show. Everybody, we'll be back. 15 seconds. Let's go.
Feeling sluggish? Struggling with stubborn weight and visceral fat? It's time to reset with Fupa Water. Packed with powerhouse ingredients like spirulina, turmeric, and aloe vera, Fupa Water is your daily detox and hydration boost all in one. Flush out toxins, energize your body, and say goodbye to that stubborn belly fat. Ready to feel lighter and stronger? Get yours today at fupawater.com. And for a limited time, use code RNSS for the Rico No Suave show and get an additional 10% off.
And welcome back. Adam Rivera, are you having a good time, my man?
I am, brother. I appreciate this a lot.
Man,
Hearing
that's
some
good.
old school names too that are just popping in and listening to it makes me feel good that there's a lot of people that we reached out to let them know about this interview. So hey,
Yeah.
the more power, the
Yes,
better.
sir. Yes, sir. And I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that a lot. And thank you guys so much. Um, Donna Marie Bird actually brought up a question about A Mother's Christmas. And she says, has that been released? Or you kind of said it was in pre production right now. Is there like a release date that you have a deadline on?
So this is how Hollywood works. I'm going to give the Reader's Digest version. Um, in order for a film to even get made, of course, they have to start with the script, right? And from there, we of course attach the specific actors we would like to take the roles of the characters, and then the crew and makeup and et cetera, right? What we'll do is after that go into preparations, and then from preparations we'll go into pre-production, and pre-production about 30 days out. After that, we'll go into full-fledged production. To answer her question, we are looking at a release date for the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. And we may not meet that deadline for this year just because of everything being positioned the way it needs to be positioned.
Sure.
We might be a little short on catching that date this year.
Okay.
But if we are short, we'll definitely have a release the Wednesday before Thanksgiving of 2027. And it'll be worth the wait.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, I'm with you. You know,
Because
take your
I would
time.
like to mention something too.
Sure.
The director that we're attaching to this project is one and only William Deere, Bill Deere. He was the one who created, wrote, produced, and directed Harry and the Hendersons.
Nice. Nice.
Angels in the Outfield, you name it. He's got a very good history and seasoning when it comes to film. So
Let's
I
go.
couldn't have anybody better than him to be in our director's chair.
That's awesome,
so
man.
Be a good feel.
Congratulations on that, man. Congratulations on that. All right, we're down to another question, and because time is not on our side, and once again, now this question is kind of like a 3-part all-in-one type question. This one is Uni y Una, educating youth, the adventures of Jack and Lucy, and grits and giggles, and toys, Nagy. Okay, so there's a lot that's all in that question there, right? Because there's so many, it feels like 3 different titles, right?
Yeah.
Tell the audience about each one of them. What's going on there?
So without giving too much away, because a lot of it is still in development, but I feel like the world needs to know that there are creators out there that are providing new content instead of the same old that they just keep on recycling that you see on most of these streaming networks.
Sure.
But I like to come out of left field, and I also am very passionate when it comes to children.
Okay.
And how they are educated and how they
Yes,
learn
sir.
about the world.
Yes.
And so I came up with these 2 characters. They're not Spanish, by the way, but their names they are broken down in acronyms. So you can read about that when they do come out. But
Sure.
Uni and Una are just these adorable, characters that just take that moment that they share with their audience, whether it's at home on a streaming network or on a tablet or on your smartphone.
Yep.
They will captivate every single moment of your attention. What we're doing with this also is whatever they go through on the segment of that one episode, they're going to have pop quizzes for the kids and give them kind of like an uni or an una token. So, you get X amount of tokens, you can redeem that for a gift, and we'll have a platform menu of a library of different items that they can get. Kind of like where Chuck E. Cheese and Showbiz used to have these
Yep.
tickets where you could redeem. Yeah, so we're giving the kids an incentive to learn.
Okay.
So the more they get correct, the more tokens they get, and then they get to reward themselves with a gift.
Nice. Can you see that in schools?
Absolutely. This is definitely user friendly for ages 5 and up. I mean, even 3 and up. If
Yeah, 3 and up,
some
yeah.
kids are very advanced at 3,
Yep.
but it really is giving the parents a break too, because
Yep.
their eyes will be glued. And the reason why I know this is I've actually taken small polls with just random people, with the parents' request for approval. Would you mind showing, what you have? And when we see it, they go nuts, these kids. I mean, so I know I have something.
Yeah.
And that to me is important because it's entertaining, but it's also educational too.
Well, that's awesome. I tell you, man, I'm all about the youth as well too in regards to education, because times was different around my times. I feel old, but when I say this, it's a totally different way of going back, what we call the old school way of kids learning versus to the way that they're learning right now. But you have to still be creative in a way to keep their attention, the attention span as well. But I do like the concept. I like the token thing. That's super cool, man. Because I'm an Enchanted Castle type guy from back in the
right?
day, where you used to go and get the tokens. Like, yeah, let me go ahead and play this game so I can try to win something, right?
Or
So
even
yeah,
Kitty Land too.
Kitty.
Back in
Oh
the day. Yeah.
man, dude, you just brought me back. First Avenue all day. Oh my
Right.
God, yes, Kitty Land. Yeah, that was a good one too. That was awesome, man. Yeah, you took me back. You took me back, Papa. But speaking of taking back, we got a flashback photo of you, sir. And
Oh,
we
really?
love it. Look, what
Oh,
is what is this?
yeah.
What is
Wow.
this? You know, you're gonna keep that up. We're gonna keep that just right there. We're gonna let that marinate. Cause Adam Rivera, bro, you look like a superstar in that picture as a kid. You look like an actor. Like you can be in one of those series, that hey, you just have the face for it. But what I like to ask most of my guests is, now that you are here, what would you like to tell your younger age at this photo here? What would you have told him to do differently or watch out for along his journey?
It's funny that you asked that question because anyone listening to this interview right now can go to IMDb and there's an actual film that depicts that same scenario, that same synopsis. If you had the chance, like you said, to visit your younger self, what would you tell him? What would you guide him with? And now, with the knowledge that I have, the number one thing for sure is to follow your dreams. Just you know what? If you think something's impossible,
Yeah.
it's not. It really isn't, because I'm proof in the pudding. I myself, limited my possibilities with telling myself, "Oh, that's not going to happen. I'm not going to be able to meet him. I'm not going to talk to him." But here I am, sitting down with Ron Howard, sitting down with his kid, Bryce Howard, when she was like 5 years old, before she became this mega Jurassic Park, superstar. You know,
Yeah. Ron
just
Howard. Wow.
individuals that you only got to see on TV or you only got to see on cable, but I'm like, I'm with them. We're connected,
Yeah.
and that's another way of saying never give up on your dreams, never give up on that creation. If you think
That's
it's
it.
silly, put it out there. Let people give you that feedback.
Yeah. I love that, man. I love that. I love that. My man, last question. We got to talk about ions.fm and .tv. How did you come up
Okay.
with the name, and what is this? Tell the audience more about this.
Well, back in 2008, when I moved to Los Angeles to really pursue the entertainment world, to
Yep.
kind of walk the grounds that everybody else walked, to see what it's all about, I decided to. Most people say, I was an actor for 25 years, but when I started, I was a waitress or a bartender. I didn't want to do that. I felt like, what, the number one route that I have is house music. Before leaving Chicago, represent, and I still do till this day, some of the
Yeah.
legends that were there from day one when house music was created, such as DJ C. Poindexter, the original Adonis, too
Yeah.
far gone. Uh, I still got them, right there with me and taking them up on the climb. I'm
Yeah.
I'm grabbing on to the next level of the mountain, but I've got my hand in back of me, making sure that I pull them up with me, because I think it's important that Hollywood finally recognizes uh, house music.
Of course.
So I wanted to come outside of the box, like I always do, thinking outside the box. I thought, what, let's come up with a name that makes people want to know more about it. It's not the usual spelling, let alone it's not a usual title that you would put on anything. But just like everything in the world, everything was created by a bazillion trillion atoms, and then there's also a bazillion trillion ions that do that as well. So my clients are why I named it Ion. All of my clients that I represent, from my actors, my actresses, to my singers and my music producers, they are my Ion. They are a part of me.
Yeah.
And that's one of the biggest reasons why I continue to move forward with keeping the management representation solid and secure, because I want them to know that I'm in your corner. And if everybody else fails you, don't worry about it. I still got you, you know.
Yeah.
Uh, DJ Jess from Fresco Recordings, for the past, I want to 17 years, every release that he's had, I've designed the record label, the image for the release, or his CD covers, or his J covers,
Did you say DJ
Or
Chess?
DJ Jess from Chicago, Fresco
Yeah,
Recordings.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
So he's
Yeah,
on my
that's my
roster
guy.
as far as whom I manage. I do manage also actress Carolina de Athey, that was originally a Chicago native, but she came from Brazil. She was
Okay.
in Chicago. I asked her to move to LA, and she did, and she's just been blown up ever since.
That's awesome.
So there's there's just so much when it comes down to it that Hollywood needs to be a little educated on when it comes to that style of music. It needs to have its own category. It needs to have its own recognition. It needs that respect
Yes.
that it does deserve.
Yeah, I think when we talk about who needs to understand what house music is, it's a spiritual thing, it's a soul thing, it's a body thing, house music. It's so many great things of what house music does for a lot of people that you have to have that unique vibe of house music when it comes to deep house, underground house. You got the mellow house, that lounge house. But I think because you have that tribal beat, and I do want to put a picture up, speaking of house music, before we get out of here, but I do have something for you, this here. When we talk about, someone that you connected with a legend that we're so thankful that he was here on earth with us. And
Absolutely.
I think because this guy was so humble, it was, knowing that from the warehouse, from China Club, you know, he gave us the pillars of what house music is. And of course, his name always, Mr. Knuckles himself will always live within our hearts as well. But for you to be able to be on the show today, to be able to talk about the ions, it's very important that people know about that in Hollywood, and I'm sure they do, but more people need to know more about it. So I'm glad that you're actually making that goal for more people around the world to know more about house music, because it's very important. So
Thank you.
congratulations.
And
Yes, sir.
when Frankie passed, I made it a point to showcase nothing but Frankie Knuckles mixes for 30 days straight,
Wow.
just to show respect and just give him the airwaves for
Yes,
30 days.
sir.
And the great thing about Ion.fm is it is constant music, 24 hours a day, any part of the world,
Let's go.
anywhere. You could be in an airplane, you could be in a tent in the middle of a forest, you could be on a yacht. It doesn't matter.
Yes, sir.
Tune in to IONZ.fm 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, on whatever
Whew.
continent you're from.
Whew. Come on, man. Let's go. Come on. But I got
Gotta do
something
it, we
for
gotta do it right.
Hey, because you do it right, because you're such a hard worker, I got a gift for you. Bam, just like
Oh,
this.
thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, sweet. And I will wear it proud, my brother.
Let's go, man, Papa.
Wear
This
it
shirt,
proud.
this shirt right here is, we give these shirts out to gems of the world, GEMs of the world. And what we do is we give those flowers to people that deserve it, like yourself, because you at a certain age understood what a scene looks like when you step out of the house, and then when you start reimagining as far as what people need to be able to stay on top of when it comes to networks. And then you start reimagining being creative, and people like Ron Howard and other directors, and you start filling up your database with people that you work hard either with or you work hard through life, and they're just in your database of people that you appreciate and they appreciate you over time. Then, of course, being from Chicago, of course, being the house mecca of the world, you already know that being able to establish a radio station like .fm, ions.fm, is not easy, because having that database, but also knowing and discovering even new people or people that's underneath you, is all about that network. So with this shirt, we want to say welcome to the Rico No Suave Show family. Now, this is a logo definitely will be here with you all the time, baby. You already know.
Much
So this is
love.
for you. Let's
Much
go.
love. I appreciate that. Thank you so
Yes.
much.
Yes, sir.
And
Everybody,
I'm
of
going to
course.
return the
I'm sorry.
favor.
Go ahead.
You could have a IANS.com shirt as well.
Appreciate that. Much love. I appreciate that. And we got to put up your social media because we want people to know more about you. Everybody, you already know. The first one is LinkedIn. Keep it business, everybody. Keep it business. If you want to work for Adam Rivera, hey, send them your resume. That might be a good way for networking. Here's the next one. It's all about Ions Media. Make sure you please go ahead and follow him on Instagram. Yes, on Instagram, make sure you go and follow him there. And there's a group on Facebook, Ions Media Group. Make sure you put the space there because it's all about the group, baby. And here's the next one, the website. This is what we've been talking about, but this is the TV version, ions.tv. Make sure you go and check them out there. And here's the last one, FM. No AM, it's all FM, right? So ions.fm, everybody. Make sure you go to the website. Go and support him. Go and show him that love. Mr. Adam Rivera, thank you so much for being on the show. Do you have any last words you want to say to the audience?
Thank you, Rico. Just thank you for having me, first of all, giving me this platform to talk to everyone globally.
Yes,
and share my story is just an honor. I appreciate that a lot, gratefully.
Yes,
And I'm hoping that I was entertaining enough for everyone. And if not, we'll find other days in the future to go ahead and just, do it 10 times forward. So,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
thank
Adam
you.
Rivera, thank you so much for being on the show, Papa. Man, you take care. Always be blessed and continue much success, my man. Everybody, put your hands together for none other, the film executive, producer, director. His name is Adam Rivera. Que viva Puerto Rico. Dale. Let's go.
Thanks, brother.
Everybody, we got to get out of here. We hope you guys enjoyed yourself for being on the show today. Hey, it doesn't matter what age that you're at. As long as you actually start somewhere and always chase your dreams. Continue to chase your dreams, everybody. Continue to be great. We got to show you our social media, everyone, because we want you guys to follow us as well. The first one is our website, www.riconosuaveshow.com. Go ahead and show us some love there. You'll see the archives on the website. Here's the next one, Rico No Suave Show on Facebook. Make sure you please go ahead and like and love there. Here's the next one. Ba-boom. We got Instagram too, Rico No Suave Show. Make sure you go and follow us there. This one is kind of important. Rico No Suave Show. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Last but not least, Mixcloud.com. Make sure you go ahead and check us out, Rico No Suave Show. It turns into a podcast, turns into audio. Everybody, we want to thank you guys so much for being here on the show with us, Rico No Suave Show and the team. We thank you all. We hope you enjoyed this interview. Thank you so much for your participation. But always be great, everybody. Be great and always be kind to each other. And we'll be here always. Until the next time, everybody, as we end off the show, just like this.